In the Dark Horse comics, which are now legends, there's a series that covers Qui-Gon Jinn's younger life and all the missions he embarked on. From having an apprentice that turned to the dark side named Xanatos, to taking Obi-Wan Kenobi under his wing, the series covers an array of interesting backstories to our favorite characters. Our story today begins at the age of 10 years old. Qui-Gon entered the Exhibition Day tournament, where young students were encouraged to show their skills to other masters and spectators so that they may become apprenticed to those spectating. Jinn easily defeated all of his opponents and faced off against a childhood friend of his at the academy. Her name was Tal. His astonishing skills bested everyone, including hers, taking first place and winning the attention of Count Dooku. Fast forward several decades and Qui-Gon now has his second apprentice, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Having continued his friendship with childhood pal Tal, the two began to accept their attraction towards one another, increasing their mutual force connection and feelings. While training with Obi-Wan on Ragoon 6, Qui-Gon sensed a disturbance within the Force. He started to see visions of Tal in fatal danger. Upon returning to Coruscant, he had heard Tal received a distress signal to protect two twin girls that sought protection after their father, the Supreme Governor, was assassinated, requesting the Council to permit him to aid Tal in this mission. However, she declined his help, and he was forced to attend other matters that the Jedi Council saw necessary for him. After 3 weeks of not hearing from Tal, Jinn was flooded with worry and more premonitions of her in danger. Against the orders of the Council, Jinn and Kenobi traveled to New Absalom to discover if she was alright. Disguising themselves as tourists, the two Jedi visited the Museum of Absolutes, which basically was a headquarters for outlawed secret police. After finding Tal, they learned that the twin girls she was supposed to protect were kidnapped by the Absolutes and then killed their new guardian. Balog, the leader of the world's security, had arranged a peace meeting between workers and civilized sanctions where a Jedi's presence was requested. Before leaving, Tal revealed to Qui-Gon about her feelings. Reciprocating the emotions, they both agreed to carry out their mission and speak of their emotions once resolved. However, Jinn learned that there was to be no meeting, and that Tal was falling into a trap by Balog and his league with the Absolutes. Jinn's mind began to race once the information had been relayed to him by an inside source. This was the first time he was confused, without a plan, and nervous. This is Qui-Gon Jinn we're talking about. He was always cool, calm, and one with the Force, never panicking. Kenobi reminded his master to keep calm and stick to the mission. Collecting himself, Qui-Gon and him traveled to the local black market, where they picked up an illegal probe droid and transport tracking device to find Balog. Over the next 4 days, the Jedi went searching throughout New Absalom without sleep. Jinn was determined to find Tal. He felt the worst was happening to her. After finally finding Tal and Balog, Jinn arrived to the scene where she had been poisoned into paralysis and placed into a sensory deprivation containment device. Balog threatened to kill Tal with one more lethal dose, his finger on the trigger, but to his surprise, Jinn had harnessed Force speed and cut off Balog's trigger finger. As Balog escaped, Jinn rushed Tal to the hospital, believing that he could save her. But to his great depression, she passed away, as he gave out one last cry of anguish. Her death caused Jinn to spiral into extreme depression, raising powerful dark side emotions of hatred and revenge within him. Blaming himself for her death, he vowed to get revenge on Balog. After searching relentlessly, Qui-Gon finally came across his enemy, cornering him and attempting to kill him in the worst way he could. However, he was stopped by a voice telling him not to follow through. After hearing this voice, he snapped out of it and realized that the path he was following was not the Jedi way, but rather this was the path to the dark side of the Force. Deactivating his lightsaber, he took Balog and the twins, who were behind the plans all along they found, into custody. Qui-Gon thanked Obi-Wan for stopping him, only to find out from his apprentice that it was not him who said those words. It was at this moment that Jinn realized that the voice he had heard was the voice of Tal. The two Jedi flew back to Coruscant for Tal's funeral, saying goodbye to her one last time and vowing to never fall to his emotions again. What does everyone think of this? Would things have been different if Tal didn't tell Qui-Gon to stop? What if he had turned to the dark side? Perhaps he'd have joined Count Dooku, and everything would have been different.
Qui-Gon always spoke very highly of you. I wish she were still alive. I could use his help right now.
I think this would be a cool fanfiction. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Star Wars Theory, everyone. Be on the lookout for the lightsaber giveaway dropping this weekend with the new Darth Vader vs. the Hulk teaser trailer, which is looking really cool. I can't wait to show you. Also, congratulations to the lightsaber winner 2 days ago. I've sent out their Kylo Ren lightsaber and will post their picture on the Facebook page whenever I receive it. I hope everyone's having a great day or night, and I'll see you all in tomorrow's episode of Star Wars Theory. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember,
the Force will be with you always.